Today, we'll be talking on scope and applications of microbiology. Frontiers of microbiology is a concept. Frontiers means what are the different areas that we study or that comes under the field of microbiology. So, as we have studied earlier, that microbiology is the study of microorganisms that cannot be seen by naked eyes, which includes majority bacteria, algae, fungi, protozoa, and viruses. So, microbiology involves the study of microorganisms in relation to habitat, behavior, morphology, function, structure, beneficial and harmful aspects, etc. It also involves the study of microbial genetics, microbial biochemistry, then immunology, human immunology, ecology, agriculture, fermentation, geological processes, genetic engineering, medical microbiology, and many more. So, all these are the different fields of microbiology that we are going to study under this topic. Scope means the area of microbiology. So, we'll be studying different fields of microbiology separately. First, we'll begin with industrial microbiology. As the name indicates, industrial. This means that microorganisms are used in industries for the production of beneficial products. The simplest example is the making of yogurt or making of curd or making of bread. So these are the industries in which microorganisms are utilized for the production of bread or for the production of yogurt and curd. Now let us see this in detail. So microorganisms are basically known for the production of metabolites. We call them as microbial metabolites, and we also call them as fermentation products. So these products, which are produced by different microorganisms, majoritarily it is yeast, fungi, and bacteria, and sometimes algae. So they are known for production of microbial metabolites, products which are useful for the human welfare. So these microorganisms are isolated and they are used in industries for the large scale production of these microbial metabolites. This is called as industrial microbiology. Industrial means large scale production of desirable metabolites using that particular microorganism. So industrial production of microbial products is also called as fermentation, and we also call it as fermentation technology. So fermentation is a conventional word which is used to describe industrial production of microbial products. Industrial fermentation, it is a large scale cultivation of microorganisms. That means microorganisms are grown in bulk other single cells to produce a commercially valuable substance. We'll see ahead what are the examples of different commercially valuable substances. These processes of production are carried out in a vessel. These vessels are called as bioreactors. Means industrial fermentations, industrial processes are carried out in a vessel called as bioreactors. These bioreactors are also called as fermenters. Fermenters, they may be made up with stainless steel or glass. Glass fermenters are basically useful for small scale productions. Stainless steel fermenters are useful for the large scale productions. So these fermenters or bioreactors are designed with close attention to the supply of aeration, control of pH, control of temperature, and different environmental, physical, and chemical parameters. This is the design of a typical stainless steel fermenter, or similar design is also present in a glass fermenter. This is the body of fermenter. As I said, it may be made up with glass or stainless steel. In case of Majority of the fermenters are made up with stainless steel. At the center, there is a component called as impeller, and this impeller is aided with impeller blades at the bottom. The purpose of this impeller is agitation. Agitation means mixing of fermentation broth. Broth means it is a liquid medium which is poured into this large fermenter and it is continuously mixed. So mixing is a function of this impeller. Impeller is also called as agitator. The function of agitator is agitation, that is mixing. Next component is placed at the bottom, which is called as sparger. The function of the sparger is sparging. Sparging means bubbling of air, and the bubbling of air is essential for the supply of oxygen because majority of the microorganisms which are used in fermentation processes are aerobic microorganisms. So if they are aerobic, it is highly essential to supply oxygen. So supply of oxygen is possible by means of sparger through air inlet, which is shown in this figure, which is placed at the bottom. The air is allowed to pass through a filter. Remember that anything that enters inside the fermenter has to be made sterile or it should be free from all the types of microorganisms. So the function of sparger is supply of oxygen or supply of air. Then this is the component which is found at the wall side of the fermenter, which is present inside the fermenter. It is called as baffle. So there are many baffles which are placed along the wall of the fermenter, and the function is it does not allow the formation of foam. Next component is the jacket. So outside the wall of this fermenter, it is equipped with a jacket, and that jacket is useful for the control of temperature. So for the provision of control of temperature, there are inlets and outlets. So according to the requirement of fermentation temperature, there may be passage of cool water or hot water. So for the passage of that, there are two inlets and outlets as shown in the figure. This is inlet and this is outlet. Then at the top or at the side wall of the fermenter, there is a slit glass. This slit glass is to see the progress of fermentation through which is helpful in order to know the what are the insights happening inside the fermenter. Then there are many inlets. This, for example, this is the inlet for the addition of inoculum. Remember that all these inlets are equipped with sterile facilities so that anything that enters into the fermenter, it should be added into under sterile conditions. This is the design of a typical fermenter. Now, let us understand what are the different industrial microbial products which are produced on large scale and why they are produced on large scale. That means, what are the uses of these fermentation products? Fermentation products are nothing but the microbial metabolites which are produced as a result of metabolism by bacteria, by fungi, by yeast, or by algae. First example, very familiar one, is alcohol and alcoholic beverages. Beverages in Marathi it is called as peya. So alcohol production that is mainly involves production of ethanol. Ethanol is produced by microorganisms. Most commonly used microorganism is a yeast called as Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is used for the industrial production of ethanol. Ethanol is very useful as a common solvent, and it is used in several laboratories and different chemical industries. So it has a very wide range of applications. Another application is it is utilized in the making of alcoholic beverages, for example, beer, wine, rum, and whiskey. Second example of fermentation product is vinegar. Vinegar is nothing but a preparation containing acetic acid. So there are microorganisms that produce acetic acid as a result of metabolism. There is a bacterium called as Acetobacter, which is known for the production of acetic acid. Vinegar is very useful in the making of foods, and it imparts flavor, and it is very useful as a preservating agent. Third example is of an organic acid called as lactic acid. This lactic acid is generally useful in pharmaceutical industries as a carrier. It is very useful as a solvent, and mainly it is useful as a flavor enhancing component in foods. Means in pharmaceutical products or in different foods, a pleasant bitter taste is basically because of lactic acid that we experience while consumption of curd and buttermilk. So there are lactic acid bacteria called as lactobacillus, which are useful for large scale production of lactic acid. Acetone and butanol, they are also produced on large scale by means of using a bacterium called as Clostridium acetobutylicum. Acetone and butanol are common solvents useful in different laboratories and chemical manufacturing processes. There are certain other organic acids, for example, citric acid, which is produced by Aspergillus niger, which is a type of fungus. Citric acid is very useful in foods and beverages, cosmetics, and manufacturing of leather. Another fermentation product, commercially very important, is antibiotic. Antibiotics are the growth inhibitory substances produced by one microorganism to inhibit the growth of another microorganism. So antibiotics are generally useful as chemotherapeutic agents. Chemotherapeutic agents means chemo means chemicals, therapeutic means therapy, that means treatment. So antibiotics are useful for the treatment of various infections and diseases. A very common example is penicillin, which is produced by Penicillium chrysogenum, which is a type of fungus. Streptomycin is another example of antibiotic which is produced by an actinomycete called as Streptomyces griseus. Erythromycin is produced by Streptomyces erythraeus. So likewise, there are hundreds of different types of antibiotics produced by different microorganisms, and these microorganisms are used in industries for the production of these antibiotics. Enzymes are again very important, commercially very important industrial products, because there are several industries which are based on the use of enzymes. For example, enzymes like amylases and proteases are very useful in the making of bread, in the making of beer called as brewing process, in the making of chocolate and corn syrups, which are the food industries. Then these enzymes are useful in textile industries, making of detergents, amylases, proteases, and lipases are useful in the making of detergents. Proteases are useful in the making of beer, that is, they are useful as chill proofing agents in beer. Then they are useful in batting of leather, one of the steps in the manufacturing of leather. These enzymes are very useful as digestive aids. And in current time, you all are aware of RT-PCR, that is polymerase chain reaction, which is useful for the detection, which is one of the diagnostic tests. Nowadays, it is used for the diagnosis of COVID-19 infection. So in polymerase chain reaction also these enzymes are very useful, which are produced on commercial scale. Then amino acids, for example, glutamic acid, lysine and tryptophan, they are produced on large scale by using microorganisms. The role of amino acids are flavor enhancing agents in foods, and they are also useful as essential nutrients in foods because amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. So therefore amino acids are useful as additives to make food a complete protein. Another type of fermentation products are biomass based fermentation products. So whatever the uh, fermentation products examples that we have seen earlier from 1 to 8 are microbial metabolites, means these are the metabolites produced by microorganisms, and the ninth one is the example of microorganisms as a fermentation product, means biomass is produced as a result of fermentation. So microbial cells are the product on large scale by fermentation process. For example, microorganisms like bacterium, bacillus larvae, and the most familiar one is bacillus thuringiensis. So these two are known for the production of bioinsecticides because these two bacteria are responsible for the killing of insects. So these two bacteria are produced on large scale and they are spread it into the fields for the killing of insects. Another example is biofertilizer. Bacteria such as Azotobacter and Rhizobium, they are known for the fixation of nitrogen, and these two bacteria are produced on large scale and they are used for the making of biofertilizers. Biofertilizers are known to promote the plant growth in agriculture. Another example is microbial transformation, in which the human steroids, basically steroids are useful as hormones in humans and animals. They are known for the regulation of various activities of organs and metabolism. For example, corticosteroids, cortisone, prednisone, all these are the different types of steroids which play an important role as hormones, and they are also useful for the treatment of several disorders in humans and animals. So they can be also produced by means of microorganisms. Apart from that, considering the current scenario, the one of the product of fermentation processes, not microbial fermentation processes, but there are fermentation processes that leads to the production of vaccines, that leads to the production of antibodies. Now, considering the current scenario of COVID-19, you must be familiar with what are vaccines and what are antibodies. So, vaccines and antibodies are also considered as a part of industrial microbiology, which is not mentioned here. Then, let us see in general the process of industrial fermentation process. The steps: first step is to have an industrially important microorganism. We call it as a stock culture. That means that microorganism is maintained or stored under low temperature in the laboratory. So whenever it is required, it is taken out and it is cultivated, and then it is made ready to use, which is called as working stock. So stock culture is converted first into working stock. That means it is a producer microorganism. Then this culture is cultivated into shake flask in order to get a working stock culture. That means this is the process of revival of the culture producer organism. Then this producer organism will go into a seed fermenter. Seed means starter. The purpose of this seed fermenter is to build up the inoculum. That means to increase the number of cells of that producer organism. So of course, this seed fermenter, it consists of a medium, a growth medium, a liquid medium. So what is that liquid medium consist of? This liquid medium consists of all the essential nutrients required for the growth and multiplication of that producer organism. We call it as raw material. So that raw material is nothing but a nutrient solution. So that nutrient solution will go into the first fermenter, which is called a seed fermenter, and from this seed fermenter the contents are then transferred to a next fermenter, a big size fermenter called as production tank. This production tank, it contains sterile raw material. Again, it will contain raw material, but what will be the difference? The difference will be the size. This is called as the production tank. As the name indicates, the objective of this production tank is the production of desirable metabolites by microorganisms. So as we have learned earlier, the design of fermenter, this production tank is equipped with all the facilities for the supply of oxygen, for the supply of air, for the mixing process, etc., etc. So all the physical and chemical environment is provided to the microorganism for the maximum production of microbial metabolites. So there is a typical fermentation period. For example, so it changes from type of fermentation products. For example, in the making of alcohol by means of Saccharomyces cerevisiae, the fermentation period is only 50 hours. If it is a making of beer, then the fermentation period is 3 to 4 days. If it is a bacterial fermentation for the production of vitamin, the fermentation period is only 48 hours. So it is dependent on the type of producer organism. The fermentation period, it may be from 1 day to 11 to 15 days. After the fermentation period is over, whatever the liquid that we obtain from that production tank, that liquid is called as fermentation broth. This fermentation broth is now, it contains the fermentation product, the byproducts, water, unutilized nutrients, and microorganisms. So this fermentation broth, we process this fermentation broth for the extraction and purification of fermentation product. So whatever the content, fermentation broth is a mixture of several things, including your fermentation product. Now the objective is to separate this fermentation product from other impurities. What are these other impurities? First one is cell. Cells has to be separated and remaining contents will go into water. So the first step is separation of cells by means of centrifugation or filtration. So whatever the insoluble contents are there, mainly microbial biomass. It is separated, and what you get is called as the supernatant. Supernatant still it is a mixture of several water soluble metabolites including your microbial product. So from this supernatant, now your job is to extract and purify the desirable fermentation product, which is called as product extraction. There are several methods for product extraction like solvent extraction, evaporation, etc., etc. Then this will be called as the first stage product extraction. There may be multiple stages of product extraction. Then there will be several methods that will be useful for the purification of fermentation product, that mainly involves column chromatography techniques, and as a result of that, this is how finally we get the pure product which is ready for the packaging. Whatever the impurities that results will be called as effluent, that will be treated, that means unutilized fermentation broth, that will be generated as the waste. That waste is ready to be discarded, but before discarding it has to be processed through a plant called as effluent treatment plant. After the treatment only, this waste which is generated from the fermentation industry is released into the water bodies.